Hey, what's up guys? Raids here. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to do a more comprehensive guide on alternative meta that you can use because we still don't know what the state of Palpods is going to be, whether it's a bug that they're not healing pals or whatever, or maybe they'll just kill them altogether and remove the revival aspect. We don't really know, but the alternative meta that I've been playing with, at least for Xenolord Ultra, with no player damage and just using combat pals, has been 15 tanks. In this case, Paladiuses. You guys know I love my Paladiuses, and the Paladiuses all have Diamond Body. Now they're fully trusted, so they're very, very tanky. And this doesn't have to be Paladius. Let's say that you were fighting a boss that was, for example, I don't know. Let's say they were fighting a boss that's grass, right? Or a boss that's ice, right? Let's say you're fighting a boss that's ice, it's an ice damage dealer and it freezes the screen. Then here, instead of Paladius, you would probably use Diamond Body Bastigor. So the reason why I'm opting for Diamond Body as opposed to Musclehead is because when I tested this, it's easier to keep pals alive the higher defense they have. If you can get a pal that resists a boss's damage type, then even better. Here I'm just using Paladius because this is what I have. And this is what we're going to use for the showcase. And the strategy is going to be, instead of relying on Palpods, which we don't really know if they're going to be, the future involves Palpods working in raids. We don't really know. We already, the devs kind of signaled already that they might not keep them in raids because, it was kind of like a targeted change. Pals that are in combat do not get heals in Palpods. So because the future is so uncertain, what we're going to be talking about is the healing grenade here, which is, let's see, recovery. Type it here, grenade. So it is the level 35, sorry, excuse me, not 35. It is the level 32 Pal Recovery Grenade, which costs Cavern Mushrooms to make. Unfortunately, it's the only downside of this. If you spam this, I've noticed that it's very strong healing. Now, why does that matter here? Because the more defense your pals have and the more they can resist the boss's attacks, the more EHP they have and the more effective HP you have when you're healing. So we're going to put that to the test here against Xenolord Ultra, the hardest hitting raid boss we have available. And I'm going to ride a top Xenolord here, and I'm going to show you how this works. Basically, I'm focusing on keeping my pals alive as opposed to dealing damage. So I'm not going to do any player damage at all. I'm just going to summon him. I'm going to do a quick beam slicer here just to tag him. And then literally, I'm just going to back away, and I'm going to focus on keeping my Paladiuses alive. I'm literally just going to hover above them with Xenolord, and I will be keeping them in full HP. So the more defense they have, the tankier they are, the easier it's going to be to keep them alive, naturally, right? So that's the strategy, basically. If you can get some attacks pulled from the boss, better. But whenever you see the Paladiuses start attacking, here, the Paladius is going to take a hit. I'm going to make sure that I keep him back to full. So that's pretty much it. I am here babysitting the pals. They took some damage from the beam slice there. These Paladiuses can tank Holy Burst. They can tank pretty much everything. And then I have okay, there's Holy Burst. So then I have I'm gonna heal them first before I clear the ads. I'm gonna heal them. Healing takes priority over everything, just so you know. Healing is priority number one. I was gonna go on my Jet Wagon there to clear the ads, but healing is priority number one. Just keep an eye. You're basically playing healer. There's a stagger there, so I didn't need to do Meteor Rain. Literally, you're just playing World of Warcraft, essentially. You're playing healer. So here we're going to get the second wave of ads here. My Paladiuses are pretty healthy. So what I'm going to do is actually, okay, let's heal this. We got to heal that Stone Beat. And again, the reason that defense is good here is because the tankier your pals are, the better healing becomes, right? That makes sense. There's a Fireball, which I'm dodging. And this is going to be a really fast kill. So we're going to get ads from Xenolord here soon. See if we can need to heal. Okay, we've got ads, so I'm going to get on my Jet Wagon and immediately let him do Meteor Rain. And I'm going to get on my Jet Wagon again and do Meteor Rain again. Okay. And then I'm going to get on my Xenolord again and spam heals. We haven't lost a Paladius yet. Not a single Paladius has died. There's one that's low here. Okay, there's taking damage here. I'm just spamming grenades, literally. Now, in the future, if we get more dangerous raid bosses that require, I'm going to dodge that, that require revival, Palpods are still going to be functional because they can still revive. But the healing, you're going to have to do yourself. So we're going to take a look at where that's aimed. That's aimed at the raid. So what I'm going to do is hover above the raid and spam healing grenades to preempt that. So the grenades are already on their way down. when the boss lands. And we have the final wave of Xenolord that's coming, so I'm going to get my Jet Dragon ready to get ready for that, because I know he's going to summon that here. And I'm going to do a Holy Burst here, then let him do a Meteor Rain. Okay, Meteor Rain here, just to clear the ads. Okay, we lost a Paladius, but that's okay. Gonna get back on my Jet Dragon and heal. Healing takes priority over everything. Keeping pals alive equals DPS, remember that. The more DPS, let's do the Holy Burst down there. The more pals stay alive, the better your damage is. The Stone Beat there. We lost. We're gonna see how many we lost. It's gonna end up being like a 3-minute kill, basically. Let's keep these pals alive. Yeah, it's a roughly 3-minute kill with tanks. So this is an alternative that you can use to not need pal pods. And if you want to farm Cavern Mushrooms, this is totally viable, right? So look, we lost what? They're hungry, so they're gonna go eat. We lost one Paladius, okay? So I was just spamming grenades the whole time. Now, the only downside is that if the meta evolves in this direction, then we're gonna need a way to farm Cavern Mushrooms, whether that's expeditions or caverns, or they introduce a new building. It's just, this is too Cavern Mushroom intensive, but right now, this is the best way I can find to do raids as quickly as possible and as safe as possible. It's very, very safe. This is my Xenolord build. I have Vanguard on him. You don't need it. The Vanguard's for when I'm shooting out of him. But it's just a Xenolord. And then I have a Jet Dragon to clear out the ads. For future raids, the Jet Dragon can be swapped for something else that does AoE damage. The point is that you can use the Jet Dragon, your secondary pal, to help your pals out. But it is a very fast clear. We're going to put the Paladius back. They did their job very well. And again, this doesn't have to be Paladius. This could be something else in the future. The idea is to just pick a pal that counters the raid boss and put as much defense as you can on it. Like passes like Lunker or Diamond Body will work, just to get the defense to a respectable level, so that when they're in the box, the defense is high, and if preferable, if possible, that they resist the boss's primary element. So let's say we got like I said, a raid that's ice. I would definitely swap in 15 Bastigors here with Diamond Body, and then the typical DPS passes, and then keep them healed. Now, if the raid becomes very difficult, we could add 1 or 2 rescue pals and still use the pal pods for reviving. So that is still an option. You can combine this strategy with the pal pod revives that still work and become even more tanky. But the idea is that defense matters now quite a bit, because healing comes into play. So when healing comes into play and you're the one, there's limited healing. Remember, pal pods used to give us infinite healing forever with no resource cost. And when that was the case, then damage was obviously the meta. But now that maybe healing is more limited, and maybe the player is going to be the one that has to target and actually do the healing like a priest in WoW, then maybe I'm theorizing that defense and damage mitigation of some sort could be more useful. So I hope you guys found that helpful, and that explains it better, how I think about it. But this is definitely viable right now. It only needs 15 pals. And unfortunately, the only downside is the Cavern Mushroom spam. It costs a lot of Cavern Mushrooms. So we did that with no player damage, no Terra Prisma, no nothing, just 15 tank pals. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and that it helps you out and thinking about the future of the raid meta and the future of the game, which is trending in a positive direction. I think we can all agree on that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you on the next one.